Welcome back, everybody. This is Brothermutant here. Today we're going to continue on our quest with Eldritch, our main magus, and our ragtag team subcasters. If you recall from our last episode, we just got done taking out some trolls, so let's get into it, shall we? Okay, so here we are. We just beat the trolls. We found our second of 3 cogs. We have a third still to find, and a tower or a statue to unlock with those 3 cogs. Now, we've already completed everything except for this area, and I have already been over here multiple times because these are pretty tough puppies to kill. But we can get all the way over to here, loot this body, and that's our 3rd cog. And from there, I'm not going to try to take on the puppies while we can, so we're going to clearly rest. But since we're going to get our 3rd cog, we might as well go get the XP for
the path is clear.
Unlocking the statue up here, the Thorax statue. Plus there's some sweet gear in there that we probably want to have. Even if we can't use it, we definitely want it. So before we forget that we have the ability to unlock it, let's go do that. I do like the new tracking feature where if you click on their picture, it will literally follow them camera-wise, so you don't have to keep just scrolling. It's kind of annoying. So that was kind of a nice addition. Thank you, Owlcat. I love the additions. I love the changes. There are some things that they're going to change in the future that I'm kind of bummed about, matter of fact. I always liked the feature where you could just click on a healing potion, for instance, in your kit. And if you need more than one, you just keep pressing the space bar and you just keep using the same item. I love that. I thought that was a built-in feature for a reason. Apparently they're going to take that away. So unlike the Time-worn Watchtower, the statue of Torag is in perfect condition. The Dwarven god's face has a stern look, almost accusatory when combined with the surrounding devastation. Put 3 cogs into the mechanism. You have all 3 cogs, but you're not sure how to fit them into the mechanism. Maybe the arcane markings inside are a clue. Now, if you already had a dwarf on your team, specifically Hiram, I don't know any dwarf would work, but as long as you had Hiram on your team, he would actually help you through this part. We don't have him on the team, so we have to do something like Knowledge Arcana. Fortunately, we got Bookworm, and she's a big smarty pants with an Arcana plus 13. We just need a 7 or greater, so let's hope that she gets it, shall we? Success. The markings seem vaguely familiar. Raking through your memory, you realize these are well-known alchemical symbols, though in an ancient dwarven script. The symbol for tin seems to be designed for the white cog representing tinsmiths. Iron must mean the red cog for blacksmiths, while gold is for the gold cog and goldsmiths. Having placed all the cogs properly, you see they can now rotate. Well, alright, you rotate the cogs and hear a rumbling noise from the statue, followed by a loud click. The panel opens, revealing the treasure stored within. And then you have to step away to see it. Boom. Now there's a few things in here that are worth a note besides the cash, obviously. We do have a full plate plus 1. Sadly, no one on the team can use it. The obvious choices would be, eventually I could unlock heavy plate for Japhel. Well, I can't see his reason not to. She's kind of our tank. There's no reason that she shouldn't be the toe-to-toer. My character could get it eventually because she'll unlock the ability to wear heavy armor. She's right now limited to light, if I'm not mistaken. But as she gets in level, she'll eventually have medium, and then she'll have heavy, and she can do that while casting spells. So she's a perfect tank as well. But we'll just hold on to that for the time being. If we can sell it, we will. If we can save it for ourselves, we will. It's just up to us. We do have this Belt of Physical Perfection plus 2. This is a plus 2 to all 3 of your physical stats. This is the lesser version, if you will, of the one that I was telling you about in the past. There's one out there that has a plus 8 to your strength, your dex, and your con. That's huge. So this plus 2 is nice, and it's getting us in the right direction, but it's basically a buff to all these 3 stats. Now, the only reason I may not want to do this is you see my Explorer's Belt is not just a plus 2 con belt. It also gives me an increase to saving throws, which again are fortitude saving throws, against disease, fatigue, and exhaustion, which as you know are a real bummer. They lower your strength and dexterity every time you get fatigued by -2, and then exhaustion lowers it another 6. So really, really hurtful. But I have a pretty decent con, and the con's still going to stay up with this belt on. And I'd rather be able to do more damage and hit more often, so I'm kind of on board with switching it out. But that leaves us the choice then of who to give this belt to. He's an obvious choice, but he's already got a belt for dex. And I'm kind of happy with that because right now he's pumped for strength and dex, and he's rocking a plus 4 for both of them. Which means he has pretty decent armor class, and he has a pretty good swing. Doesn't matter if it's a finessable weapon, or a melee strength-based weapon, or a bow, he has a pretty good chance to hit as a result. So we're going to keep him with the one he has now. Jaethel can't benefit from it. You might think she could. She doesn't have a con score, and she doesn't suffer from fatigue or exhaustion. I don't even know that she suffers from disease, so this is one of those characters that doesn't need this belt at all. Lindsay could benefit from it. I'd be okay with that, but then again, we have weaker characters that have low hit points, specifically Bookworm. 29 at full health is just lame sauce. Let's bump her up to a 34, and it'll help her out with some con, because we really don't want to have her holding up the party when everybody else has a 12 or better. She had a 10. She'd be the first one to go, I'm tired. So we don't want to have to deal with that. But we got that. We also got some gold, and we also got a recipe, which I'll just... onion soup recipe. We'll learn that real quick. We're going to camp, and we're going to take on these puppies. These are not wolves. These are wargs. But before we do that, let's actually take a look at our spell books. Make sure we're not doing something silly. So he has only access to level 1 and 2 spells. While Cure Moderates are useful, we're not going to need them for a fight. Delay Poison, on the other hand, not necessarily in this map, would be useful. Blur twice could be useful because we'd use it once and then get into another fight and use it again. Or Barkskin, but he has the ability to cast Barkskin on himself already. He has a Cure here. Again, not really necessary. Let's grab him another shield spell. That would keep him in the running. I still like keeping Fire Belly. And again, it won't help for the wolves, but it's one of those where when you need to do a lot of fire damage, even if it's just enough like for the those critty crawlers, or those little swarms, those bug swarms, AoE fire damage, this would be a good way to do it. Also gives you a DR5 when it's active, so again, some fire protection, so worth keeping, I think. Now, my character is an Eldritch Scion, so Jaethel's an Inquisitor, and Lindsay the Bard are all spontaneous casters, so we just pick our spells and we just have uses per day, so I don't even have to think about their spell books. These two characters, though, they have some issues. So first off, let's look at some damage output, okay? She is a level 2 mag, excuse me. Snowball could hit for 2d6 if it hits, which is a big if. Grease Spell, on the other hand, is a pretty good spell, which she has over here, but I could get rid of and grab something more useful. For now, we'll just slap in a Magic Missile. Again, I do like Grease Spell. There's no reason not to have 2 of them on a character. She has 2 shield spells, one she can cast herself, and then a little bit later she'll cast it again. So that's okay, and I like the idea of being able to cast a Grease Spell and a Grease Spell. For the wizard side of things, we don't really need the protection from alignment. Hasn't been really doing us a whole lot of good, and we're getting those rings of protection which are protecting us pretty good anyway. Hurricane Bow might be okay, and increase our damage output with that bow, but if we're going to try to hit stuff, I'd rather have auto-hit maneuvers. Well, what do we have for auto-hit maneuvers? Stuff that does damage, things like Magic Missile and Ear-Piercing Scream are our choices. I'm a level 3 caster, as you can see here, as far as Wizard is concerned. Ear-Piercing Scream does 1d6 damage per 2 caster levels. So at level 1 and 2, it would do 1d6. 1, 2, and 3, excuse me, it'd do 1d6 damage. Level 4 and 5, it'll do 2d6. So we're not quite at 2d6 yet. So the reason that's important is Magic Missile is capable of doing 2 missiles at 3rd level. So that's 2d5 times 2. So these ones are auto hit and guaranteed damage. It's actually technically more damage than we could probably expect out of this Ear-Piercing Scream. Now you may wonder why I'm not just doing then another Magic Missile here, and I totally could. Ear-Piercing Scream is kind of nice to have for the simple reason that it does have a change to daze. Now it's not a lot of damage, it's auto hit, so it's going to hit, it will do damage, they can save for just halving that damage, but it will still do damage and still have the potential to do that daze effect. These ones just hit, they do damage. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, it's a damage caster build, that's what we wanted. But if I really need to make sure it hits, and plus if they had already cast a shield spell on themselves, these spells would be now useless. This would be the only one I have right now that could do damage. And this one, of course, over here. I like these spells. I'm actually probably going to keep both of them. And of course, I do like this Scorching Ray. It's the only one I can pick, technically speaking, for that level. So that's cool. Here, I don't like the shield spell as much as I like mage armor. And she kept her mage armor as well. Yes, you can stack both those. This one doesn't last as long. And these guys are probably not going to be targeted really anyway. So mage armor is a clear and obvious buff. This one is, if I can afford it, I'll include it. But again, same vein, I would love to be able to hit my target and do damage. She is a level 5 caster, so she can actually cast magic missile and hit for 3 missiles. So that's 3 times 1 or 2d5 of damage. This one here would guarantee do 2d6 of damage, unless of course they save, and again have that daze effect. So it's entirely possible to include that in here as well. This one is here though because of all the spells that we've talked about so far, this is the one range-wise that she can cast and do sneak attack damage potentially. And she is a thief character type. So that's the reason that that's there. Yes, she could miss. Yes, that could be a problem. But at the very least, she's going to try. And again, it has that nice stagger effect for 1 round if it lands and if they fail their fortitude save. So useful stuff. But we keep her buff on her and buff her bow or crossbow for some extra damage, which is nice. And again, auto hit moves or auto hit, that's what I was told. Protection from arrows is not necessary for this fight, so let's drop that. I could bump up her damage output by giving her sense vittles. But I think maybe another burning arc, because why the hell not? With that though, let's do a quick save so we don't have to worry about are we going to be able to rest. Let's hope for the best. I have a pretty good stealth capability here. So we have a pretty good shot. We have no rations left, so we're going to have to scavenge for the full 6, which kind of sucks. But let's cross our fingers, folks, and hope for the best. Son of a biscuit. Really? 2? Couldn't just give me 1.
Yourself open.
Alright. Bobby Bear.
Learn from my mistake. I shall
Part of the plan.
strike as one.
Alright. You need to hit him with that. You hit him with that. Lindsay.
Oh, this
No one's officially died yet. Oh, son of a biscuit. Forgot she likes to do that.
I require healing. Learn from my mistake.
Well, see folks, that's exactly why we save before we take a nap. Yes, I will show it to you. No, I'm not happy about it. This is kind of annoying. I've actually had this happen more than once. I've done this video several times. But I'm smart enough finally to save.
Can you make an epic pose?
Every time here, really? And trolls to boot. Oh, coolsies. Eldritch. Jathels, okay. Elle's up there. Matilda. Should do that one, hon. Yeah, well, this is currently broken, by the way. The frigid touch is actually firing off every time, like infinite uses, and that's clearly a mistake. I'm going to have her do that, though.
I require healing. Learn my mistake.
Wow, you hit Matilda all the way back there, huh? Impressive, troll man. Got some reach on you. Alright. Alright, let's hope we don't get mugged again. Okay, we got the camouflage up. It's usually a good sign. A little bit of healing. We took it on the chin, so I'm not real happy about that either.
I'll go ahead.
Trolls. Stupid trolls. Alright, anyway, this is where we're going to buff up. Alright, this is our cutoff zone by and large. You see this crack right here. This is basically, if you go past that, then the wolves are coming for you. So stand back here, lop a fireball or a web spell or whatever to lock them up, and then go to town on the ones that get through. That's okay. But we're like a nice choke point, so that's what we're basically going to do over here. I will heal up, though, because we have taken some damage. I'll make sure to shut off the auto moves, because, again, I don't like having those on while we're going into a fight.
No mistakes.
Okay, you got the new spell.
Let us bide our time.
Okay.
What
Change
troubles you?
spells.
I
She
will see
changed
this
spells. That's
through.
right. Okay, so I need to have buffs over here. Oh, she still has mage armor on. Oh, sorry, yeah, no. Yeah, she has mage armor from her wizard side. She has shield from her magus side. There we go. Which means I need the web spell up here. Grease spell. I try to keep things in order, as you guys know. Put that over there. That's good.
Let us bide our
She
time.
has shield buff. No, that's it, because she's damage dealing this time around. So, before we start buffing up, let's heal up. That revolves around us using these. This is the thing that's missing from this game that that's here currently that they're going to take away from us, sadly. You saw me just use the scroll. If you just hover over this, keep pressing the spacebar, you'll see I'll keep using the next scroll, the next one, the next one. And manage to heal up without having to right-click, use, right-click, use, right-click, use. They're taking that away because apparently that was a mistake. Which is kind of a shame because it's pretty badass. It's a very useful feature, as you can see. Don't do it on Jathel. But I want to make sure everybody's healthy for this fight because I really don't want to go in here unawares. These guys are mean. Jathel can use these ones. There we go, and that's all we have for her, sadly. But that's okay. She's still better off than she was, and I'm alright with that. I need to think about how I'm buffing up. So first, let's take a look at her characters. Inventory. She has pretty good armor on. I could slap on Blur and or Bark Skin on her, and that would help her out. Give her some natural armor as well as that chance to miss. That'd be pretty sweet. She could, of course, use that as well, though. There's nothing wrong with that. He has his own Bark Skin, so we don't have to worry about that. Matter of fact, let's just bump him up now because his buffs are pretty long lasting.
Focus on the goal.
He's going to swing that stupid ass Troll Reaper axe of his, which means strength is probably our go-to. That does give him an armor class bump, though, as you can see. So we got a little bit more armor thanks to natural armor enhancement, amulet, and +2 from the mutagen. But we can do better by doing this Bark Skin. Now it won't be tons better, so maybe we should use that on my character.
We should prepare.
And I can take that off because it won't stack. So you see I got natural enhancement, armor enhancement +2. Put this on her to give her a little bit of a bump. I'm cool with that. And then he can also, and that bump is a 30-minute buff. He can shield spell for himself. Damage. And I'm pretty good with that.
Our duty calls.
I am prepared.
He can do shield for himself. That lasts for a good long while. I like the splash damage. I mean, the single target would be nice, but he's going to be melee range really anyway. He has blur, so let's activate that on him. And we'll have to give myself a little more armor by going reduced person. I'd be a smaller size, so +1 to my armor, +2 to my dex, which would again be more armor. Potentially. Yeah, max dexterity +5. Yeah, so I could do that. It would lower my strength 2 points. So I don't know if that's going to really make or break us. It'd be a -1 to swing, but I swing better because I'm smaller too, so it would be a wash on that. So let's actually do that. It's the one thing I haven't been doing. I've been failing these puppies for a while now, so just look at them again. So better dex, lower strength, but still a pretty decent strength. Again, the +3 from strength versus +4 a minute ago, but I didn't have the +1 thanks to size. So again, we're still a wash at a +8, so I'm okay with that, and I got some decent armor out of it. Actually, he's pretty damn tough now. It's pretty badass.
I shall not fail.
She likes her keen weapons and flaming weapons. Those will last not very long, but it's only because we don't have Enduring Blade yet. She has good buffs on her right now.
You have my attention.
She has no buffs on her right now. She's going to do Chaos. I don't know if the wolves are technically chaotic or the wolves, or evil for that matter, but I'm going to try to give her something. And she has an armor judgment that she can activate. That'll give her
Anything is
+1 to her
possible.
armor. We're going to make sure that the front line hits. So heroism for the first 3. That's pretty nice. There's no need for fear, I don't think, removal. And she does have grease spells of her own. Pretty badass, and of course she'll buff us that way.
I stand ready.
She's ready to put on her mage armor. So is she. And then she wants Hurricane Bow on.
I will not falter.
She might as well have shield. Damage. So, those guys are ready now, technically
The road
speaking.
awaits.
Speak.
Again, she's the worst off for armor at 22, 27, 29, and she's the lowest. So, in that vein, why don't we give her that? It would only be a +1. Let's give her the blur potion, though. I'm cool with that. And we don't have any more of the Shield of Faith potions. Boo. Got a little chugging happy on those. Oh well. Alright. Another quick save so we don't have to worry about repeating everything we've done so far. Because this fight's going to be rough. I really hate when it goofs up like this. There you go. Make sure everybody gets in place. Lock them in place. Another quick save so we don't have to think. Lindsay, my
Adventures
love.
call to that.
Buff. And then here.
I always did. Therefore, I became righteous. Does it
Activate them
have
coming
rights?
through this stuff.
approaching.
We need a
Because I
web
am
spell.
righteous?
Or some kind of ranged AoE spell would have been better. But this way they get caught in the web, they get locked up a little bit, hopefully, and only a few come through at a time.
Serves you right.
Now we can just bail them this way. I want to make sure that they don't move after they attack. She has the ability to, where is it? Warg. Okay, so we haven't seen the alpha yet. Oh, nope, we have seen the alpha. Alpha's right in her face. Elle, what are you doing?
A solid plan.
You definitely to auto-charge those spells. Same with you.
Strike as one.
Onload. Lindsay, my love.
You
I'll hit
deserved
with
it.
that as well if you would. If we can take out the alpha ward, I think we can handle it with everything else. We're very lucky that the alpha is going after Jade who has the lowest.
Part of the plan.
Come on, guys, you almost got him. Don't let him die. Oh, you're out of spells, aren't you? You can use that one. And
This body holds no more.
oh, so close. All right, Lindsay, you get one more. Here we go. Oh, that was rough. All right, we got any healing? No, we don't. He's down. She's down. Lindsay's out. Well, that's what it is.
Any last wishes? This is where I step in.
Wow, just walk right past me. Sure, why not? Alright, she's having difficulty. I'm going to have her go back to melee. There's some sneak attacks. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. You guys need to start getting into the grease.
Unworthy.
Sneak attack damage. You may have a shot. As long as I don't kill my two guys off here. Do something stupid like attack the people on the ground. Versus ward, get your butt over here. Or just stay there and die. I'm fine with that too. I'm surprised he went down as bad as he did, but I guarantee that Alpha was, man. She was a human. Come on, back up.
This should do it.
You, madam. You come over this way.
A solid plan.
You have magic missiles. Magic missile the crap out of that doofus. There we go. Oh my god, that did one. Yay. It wasn't pretty. I won't lie to you. It was a brutal, brutal spell. But I think the grease and the web was a nice feature.
Let us be careful.
Come over here, we'll loot some bodies. That wasn't bad. I have literally been trying to do this mission, by the way, guys. This one specific spot for the past 3 days.
The
So
path is clear.
think what you want, but it was pretty rough. And I do want to have everyone come over here because I want to make sure.
Interesting.
There it is. That they're going to do a perception
I'll
checks
go
that I'm
ahead.
missing. I feel pretty good about that, though. All right, everybody, come on. Woot woot. Nice work, team. This one has been particularly tough, and it really has been that damn alpha ward. I won't lie. I went in before, right from the save file, and went in thinking that if I just heal up a little bit, I still had some buffs on me. No, I didn't have crap for buffs on me. My character's just got 8. I've taken knees repeatedly. I went and gotten the treasure. When I realized I could get the last cog here, I said, screw it, well, maybe there's some XP up there and someone will level up. No one leveled up. So it was just a brawl every time. And I'm just checking to see how close we are to leveling up for anybody. He's a ways away. She's not that far off. She's not that far off either. Lindsay's keeping up toe-to-toe with me damn near. She's a ways away. And she's pretty darn close, matter of fact. So we got a few people that are pretty close to leveling up. We probably won't see that in today's episode, but I feel comfortable about bouncing out of the area. There doesn't appear to be anything super expensive to take with us, so we'll make sure to take the stuff that'll sell for a decent price. And we'll just come back later when we have time to pick up the other trash stuff, because this stuff right here, that's 64 pounds. Well, did put us over. Let's see. Take a couple of shirts, maybe. Nice. That one's kind of close. What does it weigh? 40 pounds. I'll put us at 65. Just under. Still in the medium. Okay. We need to rest and we need to get back to base and sell off on stuff, though. That's clear and obvious to me right now. We'll take a look at our journal to see what needs to be done. We are looking at adjust reward. Oh yes, the verdant chambers we have to do solo. Prove your worth. Yeah, we're not ready for solo, by the way. Prove your worth. Oh, that's coming later. Another Amiri mission. Sorrow Flow. We still have to do that mission. We should probably get on that eventually. Building kingdom stuff. Ancient Curse coming up quick. We need to find a treasurer. Oh, and I need to purchase some feather tokens to bribe the Nixie. That was it the ford? Fairly certain that was the ford across the Skunk River where the, say it right, the lumberjacks pissed off the Nixie. She's trying to drown them. She's a be. Well, let's see. This stuff is all from the past. Just gonna scroll around here, folks, make sure I'm not missing out on something important. We're still pretty early into our, what do you call it, kingdom. The Verdant Chambers actually is way the hell over there. Bayonet Camp is lit up for some reason, but it looks like we have stuff back to do back on our base, so let's just head back that way now. I do want to take a knee, though, because I really don't want to risk a fight. We're low on spells and health, and we're still not doing that great, but compared to what we were a second ago, I'm pretty happy with the fact that we got a little buff. Apparently we got some more perception on somebody, because you can see more of the cloud. Even though we've been over this path multiple times, more cloud peels back. That means your perception's getting better. Claiming new regions. Here's what you must do to claim a new region. Meet special regional conditions. That is, complete a quest or reach a certain rank in one of the stats. Collect sufficient BP for the claim. Find an unoccupied advisor. You can take charge of the claim. As soon as you start the Kingdom project, the claim region time will automatically speed up for the next 14 days. The time it takes for you and your advisor to claim the region. After the new territory is claimed and annexed into your domain, the boundaries of the estate will change, and you will receive all the bonuses granted by the claimed region. Woot woot! First shrine in your capital will be built free of charge. Companion is leveled up. That's a nice. We go to the throne room. We have an opportunity. That don't mean we have to do it, but we probably want to put somebody on it. Let's go out of here. We'll go to the castle itself, or the, sorry, Magusdale proper. Bridge over the Gundren River. Did that just show up? Yeah, it just showed up. Alright, main square. We want to sell stuff. I'm so happy that we killed them dogs. Those things have been bugging me for days, guys. And I did not think we were actually going to make it when we lost the 2 of our frontliners. I'm glad they didn't get killed, because in the past iterations, they've been like super critted. Like, one of the guys exploded. It was gross. I'm like, well, he's dead.
Feel tired. The path is clear.
Yeah, the path is clear that you're tired. We got our little shopkeeps. What the heck is that? There's some random person. See what you have. Offer. Video. I'm gonna get rid of the masterwork stuff, so let's just go non-magical masterwork. Offer. And I'm cool with that, because there wasn't anybody that needed to be outfitted with normal gear. I don't like food. I never seem to cook. Ain't worth it. There are buffs for cooking, by the way. I just not used to having it on my team, so lugging it around is dead weight as far as I'm concerned. And free money. So, studded leather. We should probably step back and see if anyone needs to be equipped with these items. So let's do that. Who needs armor? She can't wear any, so she's stuck with brace armor, mage armor, or shield spells. She's doing good. -4 max dexterity. She can do better for dexterity, but she's already at just a +3, so she's still fine. Armor check penalty. That's a reason not to have it, I suppose. And arcane spell failure, oddly enough, is not an issue with her because she is a magus / wizard. Because of that dip into magus, not sword saint, that's a specialty case. Any other magus, though, 1 level dip into it, and you have the ability to wear light armor and cast arcane spells without penalty, which is pretty baller. In and of itself, that's a reason for a 1-toe dip into magus class, I'd say. But it really did set us back from some of the better spells, because she could be a level 5 caster right now. She could have had Fireball, guys. So it wasn't the best decision I ever made. But she doesn't really do a lot of lockpicking and stuff, though, I don't think. Lindsay? Now, Lindsay, on the other hand, she has mad skills. Yeah, I think that's probably a better call. She's fine where she's at. He's got the pocket, or the Woodland's Aegis. There it is, Woodland Aegis. So she's already got a +5 anyway, and the ability to cast Barkskin. That's pretty baller. What her? She's rocking a 5. No, 6 from breastplate. So this would be less. That would be worse. Okay. He could use it, and we'll take it. What's this weapon? Is this finessable? It is, but it only crits on a natural 20 times 3. But still, he don't need that. He don't need it either. She could use the full plate +1. Oh, hell yeah, her armor will go up, her armor should go up to a 27. Oh, 26. Boo, madam. Although I call shenanigans on that, because you weren't getting a dexterity bonus, and now you are. It's still saying it gets a dexterity bonus, so that's a glitch, folks. Max dexterity 0. And she's still getting it, as you can see over here, +1. Okay, still better armor, so I might as well give her the better armor. I don't have a problem with that. Masterwork Bastard Sword versus this hand X +1. And I think she's got skill with Bastard Sword, is that right? +7 versus +8. Yeah, so she has some bonus. Yeah, there it is. Weapon Focus Bastard Sword. Okay, might as well keep her on what hits hard or more likely. Oh, I'm okay with that. So that means we can sell these pieces of gear unless someone else wants them. Say, you. And Bandit Mail. Can that go on you? No. I think that's everything. Well, maybe her. No. Okay. So we can sell stuff now. See what you have. You have this axe I don't want. You can have this chest shirt thingy. Bandit Mail. And what a deal. Then I'm going to buy, before I forget, camping supplies. Now, if we take a full party 6, that's guaranteed to last us for 1 rest. 12 is kind of pushing it. It's not the price that worries me, it's the 120 pounds that worries me. That's pretty damn heavy. That'll put us up into here. Now, yes, that's 130 for me. Remember, it doesn't include my team of 6 right now because I'm a solo person, so it's misleading. Once we get the full party together, this 120 pounds is not that big of a deal. But I really don't think we need that many. Let's say 9. Because we do hunt and scavenge and all that fun crap. That's probably pretty good, I'd say. Alright, with that, it's probably the first time we've been back to see whatever the hell you are. Darcy? Your Grace, welcome. What do you want? Scrolls? I have them. You won't regret. Okay, my suppliers bring even more scrolls for sale if y'all manage to attract more mages to your lands. More mages, more demand, more goodies for you. So go build them libraries. We'll both profit from it. Show me your wares. Okay. Price and ascending. No, actually, you know, let's do name. And we do name on here as well, so we can match up with the ones we already have. I don't see an acid scroll of acid arrows. I'm going to take at least one. Beast shape, sure. Blindness, I'll take it. Bone shaker. I bet you we already have that on there. Because you see we have 2. And lots of things are 3 and 2. It looks like I'll probably grab some. I want to get that create pit though, because that looks like that would be fun. Burning hands, it's burning arc. Might as well grab those. Those are good scrolls to have. Anyway, corrosive touch, sure. Displacement, always take 1. Oh, large person, sure. Expeditious retreat, why not? Fireball, definitely want both those. Fox's Cunning. Glitter Dust, we'll take one of those. Respell, there's always fun to have. And they don't last very long, so even if you cast them and it only lasts for a minute, that's pretty good use of that minute. We'll take a whole person. Take a Hurricane Bow. Hypnotism. Visibility. Oh, I'll take a Mage Armor, a couple of them, simply because that means I don't have to have them equipped in my book. I can just cast them, and they still only last an hour, but that's longer than most maps anyway. And there's only 2 people that would need those. That would be her and her. So I can give them each one, and they're covered for an entire hour. That's not a bad use of that, I'd say. I'll take every magic missile we have. For those of you that don't know, there's bad guys in this game that only can be hit, magically speaking, from magic missiles. Every other spell seems to be useless on them, and you can hit them with weapons and such like that, but magic missiles like the guaranteed damage. While yes, this is only one missile, remember when she gets to level 10, it'll be treated like she's level 10, which means you'll be able to cast literally 5 missiles from each of these scrolls. So that's pretty good. We're going to buy them up in advance. Take the Pernicious Poison and the Molten Orb. Oh, what else? Take a Shield Scroll, why not? Snowball, sure. Stone Fist, okay. True Strike. True Strike, True Strike. Summon monsters because they can be good fodder. That was pricey, but we did that for a reason, folks. We want to diversify our team spellcasters. So if they have the ability to cast the spells, that makes my day. She's getting a lot out of this. This is amazing. And I really want to see the use of that pit spell. I don't care. I think that pit spell sounds badass. There's other pit spells that they've added too, by the way, that are sweet. Fireball spell. Glitter Dust spell. Man, she's just going to have this badass spell book. And I'm sure there's ones that I'm missing that I just didn't think of grabbing. And that's fine. The whole point of this was just to make her a slightly better caster. She's got really good potential now. Nice. And then she, the Matilda Shorthorn, she has some decent potential with her spell book as well. She can cast, I think, and I could be wrong on this, but I believe that she can cast any wizard or sorcerer spell level 0 through 6. Now she has to learn them, but that's not an issue as long as we get access to the scrolls. So, we want to make sure that she has every opportunity. Oh, she must have Fireball already. Good on you, kid. Good on you. Okay. Alright, I feel good about that. Now we do prices and descending order again. So the expensive stuff's on top. From here, I love that vendor. That vendor really makes a wizard type build like this
Let us begin.
worth a damn. Ooh, look, we had a party going on. People are happy. Go, people. Alright. Now I could have just pressed R and teleported immediately to resting and then walked out of this area into the throne room. There's nothing wrong with that. But I like to walk in for one to see if there's a cutscene, which is as you see we have. Find any dwarf runes in the area, I'd like to join you. Why do you ask this? I shouldn't probably, but it's like a wound that's never healed. You know it will only hurt more, but you still need to scratch it. Of course, it's foolish and vain, but still I wish to look at them. Of course, Harem, if I find any dwarven runes, I'll take you to them. Thank you. This is a specific quest that he basically joins us with. I'm going to actually rest before I forget, because we need our spells and stuff back. I'm going to unload treasure. The type of treasure. This was the mistake I made on this build. I didn't realize that you so I'm gonna keep that one. I didn't realize that you couldn't make stuff out of the pelts. I thought you could, like crafting. I thought I'd need them, so I stored them on this build like a dump off. And we have other stuff in here that's just garbage. But we do have the the makings of a necklace. Just this burnt scorched fragment of a necklace. You see that we have the shoulder pieces. Matter of fact, well, not tiger. This one, I think I can sell it. Sell that too. Ooh, I got both of those. Maybe keep both those. We'll sell them. Put these up here. It's not enough of them, I'm sure of that. We'll start storing these things and the helmet pieces. And these ones I can sell. This one is soot blackened apron. Yeah, that's going to be important later. And I think that's it. So we have some stuff we can still sell. These are going to be worth some decent money. So that's nice. I do want to equip the kite. And let's see, this one gives me morale bonus to saves. Boo. This one, on the other hand, gives me morale bonus to perception and lower nature checks. Yay. So I like to be able to see better, so that works out well. This one, then I can put on someone else who has crappy saves. Really kind of her. I'm good with that. Yep. Bounce out of here. Before we delve into our capital and all that fun stuff for Magasville, we are going to talk to the storyteller and sell some junk off. $2,000, $600. Sounds good. All right. So that's some extra cash. How much needed cash? We'll do a quick save. And before we call it a day, let's just take a look at our kingdom, shall we? Success. Alright. Probably won't need castle anytime soon, so I don't mind giving this task to him. Trouble Lanes. Opportunity. This area of the barony is said to be a breeding ground for bandits, brawlers, and cutthroats. Perhaps one of your advisors should set aside these rumors and assure the people that the guard is able to protect them. He looks intimidating enough that he could probably convince people. And he has a +6 to it, and he has a DC 12 check. 17 days to accomplish it. Note, for those of you that don't know, will expire on this day. That does not mean that if you haven't resolved it in those 17 days, that it's a problem. You just have to start the quest before this date. So this opportunity expires, not the required days to solve it, which is nice because that would be really weird and add a completely different mechanic to how you pick and choose stuff. So literally this could be done on, was this the 7th month? So this could be done on 6/30, like 30, whatever the hell the name is here. It's a 6 and then VI, which is the 6th month. So 30 here, 7th, 6th, and we could still put someone on this job and be successful. But put him on it. Project wise, we have any region stuff. Claim. Right now, if I did this one, this would cost me 150 BP out of 152. 2 weeks would burn up, but we would get BP back each week, so we'd still get money back. We wouldn't go negative, I don't think. But that's a gnarly one. We'll see about that. But with that, my name is Brothermutant. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. Tell me what you guys think so far, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye now.